case where Atiku emerge or Obi emerge, will the other camp concede? If they are not ready to do that, let's forget it as far as I'm concerned.
Also, if you go, Kasara don't bust. The men Kasara don't finally bust. You see this 2027 general election, are you sure say it go work? If you hear what in this man they talk here, if you hear what in they come out from this man's mouth, oh my goodness, I don't want to use my mouth talk. I want you to listen by yourself and make sure say you share this video, because if I didn't hear the talk, it be like say I dey lie. Listen by yourself and share this video. Very important. 2027 general election. 2027 general election. God, we dey into your hand too.
So these are the hard truths I need to tell both of their supporters, because we see they are all daggers drawn now. For democracy to work, we must have viable opposition, and people must be willing to make concessions.
I'll come to a new week, and the story this morning, of course, a lot of politicking over the weekend. The ADC, responses by the APC, and not just the ADC, a coalition of opposition parties. But Rufai, your take on these stories?
As regards politics, I totally condemn Governor Seyi Makinde for even bringing it to our memory wet here. And if you go back to the 60s, it was a very terrible time. There was a big contention between Akintola and Awolowo as regards the supremacy in the Southwest, who was going to hold the ace as regards, the political party. They were formerly allies, but they had gone apart. And you can see further readings in that as regards that situation. As regards, I think, Victor Ladoke Akintola's book, I think that's the son of Ladoke Akintola, he wrote extensively about that, and other journals still carry that. As regards the wet year scenario, wet year pretty much means that they put petrol, one wet Tile and one political opposition, they put petrol on the houses and they burnt them down. And that was what snowballed into what we call the Wild Wild West in the 60s. And if you remember, these were the occurrences that snowballed into, the 65 elections, are very terrible for this country. And these were the things that made the military boys, idealistic in nature, think the way forward was to be able to do away with the political class, that made this country go into a war that is not needed. So it was a series of unfortunate events. The Wild Wild West was so terrible that people that lived through the moments, it was always sorrow, tears, and blood. I mean, this was the era that you had all sorts of political bickering and division. It's not needed at this point in time. But also, we must call on the APC. It has now shown with empirical facts that the APC is also doing everything to stop the other political parties, to slide this country into a one-party state. And what are the facts? Look at the scenario where Gbajabiamila was pretty much bragging as they scattered them even more. Look at the scenario in the PDP, with Wike, that is supporting the president, but is supposed to be in an opposition party to the president. Look at many other scenarios. Look at the scenario of the Labour Party. And there was a court judgment since April 2025, and that judgment was not even recognized by INEC. So when INEC is so quick to do the status quo antebellum thing, I'm asking them, what about the court judgment in the Labour Party since April 2025 that Abure should be off there, that was not taken up by INEC? That was just perfected in January 2026. So these are many things we should also call on the ruling party. Please, you see, democracy thrives in a competitive environment. Competition is the way forward. And INEC should remember that their integrity is already tainted going into this election. You see, we are still talking about the Amukpito forensics and everything. Till today, Amukpito and INEC have not subjected himself as regards his tweets to an independent forensic evaluation. If he doesn't do that, people will still have gray areas about him. So they think that because the news cycle forgets things, that people will not bring it up. It's a lie. It's a lie. And they think it's by bringing their report out that people have already picked holes in their forensic reports. It's not going to work until he subjects to a independent forensic evaluation. As regards, does he have the account? Did he tweet victory sure? And all of that. It's not their report we're going to rely on. So you see, we are saying all of this because we want there to be a transparent system in the election. Sorry, Dr. Abati. We want them to be a transparent system in the election. And in turn, it goes back to the Olusegun Obasanjo interview, that it is just a pure case of leadership. A leadership that knows able to face insecurity should not be called a leadership. And that's just it. And I think that's what the ruling government should focus on fixing. Because if they don't fix this, there's no way forward. They've not fixed insecurity, a lot of accountability issues. He talked about the refinery. Olusegun Obasanjo just said to us then that he got expert advice that if the refinery will not work, that he should sell them off as scrap. He sold them off already to a consortium that I think Dangote was also part of. But some people went to lie to Yaradua. They reversed the sale. Till today, they've been lying as regards that refinery. They lied to Yaradua it was going to work. It didn't work under Yaradua. Now it has not worked again. Maybe when they went to do the blending plant, we told them that it was failure on arrival. Till today, they've also signed for another $3 billion. It has not still worked. So the question is, where is even the accountability for that money in the first place? We all remember how some journalists went there and say, fire is burning, the refinery is working. You can see at my back, fire is burning, refinery is working. It's not by deceiving people. We are not here to deceive people. We tell you the facts. The fact does not care about your feelings. Obasanjo just said it then. See, today is not working. So can we build a society where leadership actually works for the people? And that's the kind of environment we should build. And the ADC and the other parties saying they shall come together. It's not the time the people have been doing coalition and coming together. They did it in the time of Olufale. But have they also fixed their own internal problems? The Supreme Court has reserved judgment. We are yet to see that. Are they all going to work together? Hope they are sure amongst them that there are no moles that are even working for the ruling party. Because you see, people have so much lost morality in our political space that it is all about money. It is all about what they have to get. So they can do meetings from Ibadan to Kutuwenji if they are not ready to work together. And the most important question in the ADC, because I'm seeing the Atiku camp and the Obi camp, both of them are saying this ours, is ours. In a case where Atiku emerge or Obi emerge, will the other camp concede? If they are not ready to do that, let's forget it as far as I'm concerned. So these are the hard truths I need to tell both of their supporters, because we see they are all daggers drawn now. For democracy to work, we must have viable opposition, and people must be willing to make concessions.
All right, thank you. Dr. Martin?
Well, it was quite a very busy weekend, whether in the United States or in Nigeria. So let's move from one jurisdiction to the other. In the United States, the president was having at the Washington...
So I'm happy that the NRS have been able to debunk the story on the taxation. I mean, that was false. When you saw that, obviously, you will know that it was headed nowhere. And when you look at what happened in America, I totally condemn those attacks on the lives of President Trump and the people also there. I think some deranged human beings should not even be given the chance in the first place to get into a place like that, to be able to attack people. Whatever his manifesto is, I think it's deranged. But I must also sound a note of warning. Trump should stop dividing America. Because yes, he said people should have their differences and align peacefully. In the press conference afterwards, then he went ahead in an interview in 60 Minutes to berate the lunatic left, like he says, because they were pushing conspiracy theories that this might probably have been staged and all of that. No, it is not for you to divide the country even further. And the sad part we should remember is that this level of division that he has pushed is the reason we are seeing what is happening in America. You have a war in your hands that you're not able to sort out, that you didn't plan for, that you reneged against your generals by going into, that you've peddled division with what has happened with ICE and with your rhetoric and your very acerbic rhetoric. And division breeds division. Hatred breeds hatred. America has become more hateful under Trump, and we must have to say it. In as much as we condemn the attacks on his life, but we can also let him know that two truths exist. He should stop dividing the country. And that's what he's constantly always done.
Welcome back, my people. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say again. Please, God, I want you to protect all Nigerians during this 2027 general election and after the election. Please, if today is the first time you come across my page, please kindly follow us and make sure say you follow our page, because we and updates now 5 and 6. We and updates now akara and bread. Please follow us for more updates. Thank you.